Hey Fayette County, Georgia homeowners, how much did your equity increase by in 2021? Stay tuned because we'll cover that and more in this real estate market update for 2021. Hi, I'm Daphne Bousquet with eXp Realty, and I am going to share what happened in the housing market in 2021 and what we can expect to see in 2022. Are we in for more of the same? Let's dive in. If you've seen the headlines, you probably heard about historic low inventory. And maybe you've heard stories about people who have not been able to buy a house because there was just nothing on the market. Interestingly enough, actually more homes sold here in Fayette County, Georgia than in 2020 or 2019, which was a very healthy market. Actually, there were 3% more homes sold in 2021 than the year before. Now, they had to come from somewhere, right? Now, the shortage came in part because of increased demand, but also because homes just didn't stay on the market very long. The average time on market in 2021 was 17 days compared to 39 days in 2020 and 43 days in 2019. And personally, I think that 17 days is inflated. In years past, when a home was on the market and the sellers got a good offer in the first or second day, it would sell. Now in 2021, most homes stayed on the market for at least 4 days, a weekend, if you wanted to get the highest price. That means that fewer homes actually went off the market in 0 days or just 1 day. The median time on the market was actually just 5 days, and that is a much better indication. The median market time in 2020 was 16 days, and in 2019, which was a normal market, it was 20 days. So that 5 days is definitely a good indicator. Now, where there was a huge shortage of homes for sale was in the entry-level market, homes under $250,000. The amount of homes that sold under $250,000 dropped from 529 homes in 2020 to only 276 homes in 2021. Where in 2020, this segment of the market represented almost a quarter, 25%. In 2021, it was only 12.4%. The price point of the bottom quarter of the market is now $305,000. That is bad news for first-time home buyers who now have to come up with more money to buy a house. So now let's take a look at the average and median sales prices. The average sales price increased by $59,694 over 2020 to $440,785. That is an increase of 15.6%. The median sales price was $395,000, and that was up 16.5% over last year. That means that half the houses sold for under $395,000 and half of the houses sold for over $395,000. In 2020, the median sales price was $335,000, and that was a healthy 6% over 2019. So homeowners, your equity increased by almost $60,000 in 2021. Mind-blowing! If you bought a home in January of 2021 or even in 2020 and thought you had overpaid, congratulations! You made a very smart move, and don't you wish that you'd bought 2 or 3? Of course, that's an average. And if you want to know how much your equity increased by, text EQUITY to 404-865-3228 and I will get that for you. So we talked a little bit about the lower end of the market, and now let's talk about the higher end of the market, the luxury market. We've seen a sharp increase in the luxury market. Where in past years, homes that sold for $1 million or more represented about 1% of the market, it is now at 2.3%. We went from 27 homes over $1 million sold in 2020 to 52 last year. Moreover, these $1 million homes did not stay on the market for very long, with a market time of only 7 days. The year before, it was a whopping 41 days. In 2019 and 2020, we had no homes that sold for over $2 million. This last year, 2021, we had 4, and there are also currently 4 on the market. So what does this mean for 2022? Are home prices going to decrease? Is the housing market going to crash? After all, this cannot continue like this, right? And I think we can all agree that a 16% increase in home values on a year-to-year basis cannot continue. That's not sustainable. However, this is an issue of supply and demand. There are still a lot more buyers out there than there are sellers. The largest generation of millennials have reached prime home buying ages and are looking for a house. And as long as there's more buyers than sellers, home prices will continue to increase. The latest prediction by the experts is an average of 5.1% increase in home values. That would mean that if you buy a house for $400,000 in January, by the end of the year, it would be worth $20,400 more than when you bought it. Not bad. And mortgage rates are still historically low, but they are expected to increase this year. That means that not only would you be paying more for a house at the end of the year than you would at the beginning of the year, remember that 5%, but also your payment would be higher because of the rate increase. And did you know that for every 1% of rate increase, your buying power decreases by 10%. So for that same $400,000 house, if the rates increased by 1%, to keep your payment the same, you would only be able to afford $360,000. So if you are thinking about buying a house in 2022, time is of the essence. Now, I never pressure my buyers into buying a home, but I do believe you need to know what you're getting into. Click the link in the description below for your winter 2022 home buying guide. And again, if you are a homeowner and want to know how much your equity increased by, text equity to 404-865-3228. And be sure to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel because new videos come out every Monday. I'll see you next week.